Sharp Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of which can be found on Amazon.com. And P.S. and by the way, check me out on Instagram. My handle is Sharp Game over there. And check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Sharp Game. On Patreon, I talk about a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't normally talk about over here. And subscribe to my website, ChooseYourRelationships.com. And in this video, man, I'm going to talk about some of the biggest mistakes women make in relationships. Some of the biggest mistakes women make in relationships. And I know a lot of women personally, and I talk to a lot of women on a weekly basis, and I spend time with a lot of women, and I see a lot of women make a lot of mistakes, from the young, the old. This is just across the board, really, and some of these mistakes, I'm saying most of these mistakes, they can be avoided. But I think a lot of people, especially in the United States of America, we don't have our priorities straight. We're not. There's too much going on in this country. There's too much going on in a lot of these big cities. That's most of the people stay in these big cities, the major cities in the United States of America. So I think it's just a lot of women have too many options today. That has a lot to do with it, and it's just too many. They're easily influenced, really. And today, it's a lot of distractions. You got the cell phone, you got the television, you got the friends, family, you got stuff on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. My man, Eric, what's up, Eric? Said a lot of women falsely advertise and promote the wrong thing to attract men. No doubt about it. Yeah. A lot of women have been doing that for a long time. That's nothing new. But I think today they kind of up the ante because there's so many different ways to interact and meet men today. You got the internet, you got these dating sites, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got ads, print ads. So there's so many different ways to get for women to promote themselves and misrepresent themselves today. So I agree with that 100%. But a lot of women, I just don't know most of the time what they're really thinking by some of the tricks that they be trying to do, trying to pull. I mean, a lot of this shit just ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work, man. A lot of women they're trying to be strategic when it comes to attracting the men that they want to get with. That usually doesn't work. Most women can't pull that off. Most women they're trying to go after the guy that don't want to be with them. And that's what we call hustling backwards where I'm from. I mean, why, my philosophy is I rock with those who rock with me. If you like me, you want to hang with me, that's cool. Now that I know that, now I have to, get to know you, see what you all about before I get close to you. So you put up the offer, and then I have to reassess that, get to know you, and see what you all about. Do you have empathy? Are you a safe person to be around? Or, what's your character like? What's your life like? And I go from there. But women, on the other hand, no. The average woman, they want to go for the top guy. Just think of it. Every woman can't have the top guy. It's impossible. But they want the top guy. And I never met a woman that said she was a bad woman either. What Eric said, exactly, that's the truth. Be real and upfront, true story. I've been through that recently. Yeah, it happens to everybody, every guy at least once, Eric. It's going to happen. Every guy's going to meet that one woman that's going to misrepresent herself. And then a couple weeks go by, a couple months go by, and shit start coming out. The truth starts coming out. And that's pretty common, really. That's pretty common. It's not rare at all. So, you got a lot of women that are doing that. They're being dishonest up front about a lot of stuff. And the reason why a lot of women do this, because they're not confident in themselves. They don't believe that they have anything of value. What's up, Jay? They don't believe that they have anything of value. So a lot of women feel like, hey, I gotta lie, and I gotta get as much as I can get out of this guy, because I don't even know if he's gonna stay around me long enough. So I gotta use what I got to get what I want, whatever that is. So a lot of women just aren't confident. That has a lot to do with them misrepresenting themselves. And then you have a lot of women that are just bored. A lot of women are just bored. I mean, I don't know what's your experience been like, but most of the women that I meet, I just don't like being around them. And it's very rare that I meet a woman that I really like being around. It's rare. It doesn't happen often. A lot of women just they don't really have anything that they're willing to share. Don't really have anything of value besides how they look, on the surface level. And it's kind of like, they talk a good game. They can, a lot of them play the part well, but it's like, I'm sitting there listening to what she might be saying, and it's usually the same old shit from the last women that I met last week. So a lot of women just aren't fun to be around, and a lot of women are kind of like, kind of self-absorbed with themselves. And you can kind of tell, because if you sit down and talk to a woman, or if you call her and you're talking to her on the telephone, it's kind of like 90% of the conversation is about her. She's just rambling, just talking about her. And then after she's done talking about her, most women know when they talking too damn much. Then she'll stop and say, hey, well, what's up with you? Yeah, see, An intelligent woman will know when she's talking too damn much. She's starting to ramble too much. Then she'll say, well, enough about me. What about you? How you doing? That's just usually hilarious when that happens. But then you got some women, they don't give a damn. They'll just keep rambling, keep talking, and you be sitting there, be like, damn, when I gonna get a word in? So it's like these types of women that talk a lot, that are very bored, don't want to share anything, and have no value to give. Most guys, the only reason they will put up with that shit is because it's easy pussy. In most cases. That's what usually happens. These women are easy because I don't know, maybe they aren't getting a lot of attention from the people that they spend most of their time with. I don't know what it is, man, but a lot of these women are not really. A lot of these women that talk a lot, or that are self-absorbed, that's not willing to share anything, they're not really progressive. They're kind of like looking to pull people in, but they don't necessarily want to give anything. Yeah, so if you sit back and really pay attention, that's what you're gonna observe in most cases. A lot of women they're just not fun to be around. I don't know. I think technology has a lot to do with that, and the attention span of a lot of people here in the United States of America. But it's just a different time now. I would say it's just a different time, man. And it's never going to be the way it used to be. I'm Scorpio. No, I'm a Pisces, Jay. I'm a Pisces. Yeah, So like, a lot of women are just not fun to be around, man. And an intelligent woman would, that understands men, understands how women tick. She will stick out from the rest of these women like a sore thumb. Man, I can relate to your outlook. So, no doubt, Jay. Yeah, an intelligent woman will stick out from these other women like a sore thumb, because an intelligent woman knows that she knows how to. How do I say this? She knows how to nurture the relationship. Congrats on that last epic 3-hour vlog you did. It was great. Oh, no doubt, Apple Mac 5. Yeah, that was 3 hours. Jam packed. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, an intelligent woman that knows how to nurture a relationship will stick out from the other groups of women like a sore thumb. And this is what a lot of women are lacking today. They don't know how to. A lot of women, first of all, don't see the value of relationship in most cases. They treat guys and even some women like a commodity. It's like they just run through people today. It's like, how the hell do you expect to form some type of friendship if everybody you meet, it's kind of like you just don't take them serious? I mean, and these are good people. These are like not bad people that they be running through. I mean, this is like, I'm like, I mean, they don't keep in contact with people. It's kind of like they do this with women, other women too. Other women, they really don't like each other. From what I'm seeing, and it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. Women today aren't very nurturing. They don't seem to care about family. Family doesn't really seem to be a priority to them. That's not like high on the list. It seems to be the average woman is looking for a certain type of lifestyle or a certain job. Seems to be like if she has a job, she's good with that. If she has a certain type of job, a good paying job, a decent paying job, or at least a job that she wants, she's good with that. But when it comes to the family, that's kind of like that can take a back seat. It's just the mindset of today of the average woman. It's kind of shifted to the capitalistic or corporate mindset today. That's what has happened. He knows what he's talking about. He spits that straight truth. Yeah, I do my best, Apple Mac 5. Yeah, it seems like, it's just a different way of thinking when it comes to a lot of women today. So an intelligent woman will sit back and listen to a guy and actually get to know the guy, and she'll stick out from the rest of these women because the rest of these women, in most cases, they don't really take time to get to know a guy. They're only thinking about how they can get close to the guy, and sometimes how they can take control of what the guy already has. That's the average woman's game. The average woman is not really trying to build anything with anybody at all. She just wants what you have. She wants to get next to you, and then and from there, once she gets close enough to you, she wants to take over. So in other words, the average woman walking around today is is like a sociopath. And when the woman tries to take over what you have, she would be called a psychopath. Yeah, so it's like that's what you're dealing with today. Because we all know that women like being around the movers and shakers. They like men of power, influence, and money. They gravitate toward those types of guys. Which I don't see anything wrong with that. The only problem that I have is when you try to manipulate the situation so you can try to take over everything the guy has when you didn't do anything in the beginning to help him out. If you wasn't there in the beginning, or if you didn't support the guy when he was on his way up, why do you think you should be privileged to his fruits? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But that's so it seems like the average woman today really don't want a lot of responsibility. They want the least amount of responsibility, but they want the fruits of your labor in the end. Come on, ladies. Come on. And then you got a lot of women out here will say, they'll try and shame you into accepting their behaviors. And they'll try to shame you into almost anything today. They'll try to shame you into accepting that they're overweight or fat when you don't like it, but they're not going to accept you for almost nothing. So it's kind of like, come on. Let's not play these games. American society teaches women that the game is if you good looking, you don't have to work. Yeah, you're right about that, Apple Mac. Yeah. And you know what? That used to work pretty well in the 80s, in the 70s, 80s, and I would say early 90s. That used to work well. That's why they started putting women on the pedestal. And that conditioned the minds of men and even women, other women, for that matter. But that was all about helping big companies make money, sell their products. So that didn't necessarily benefit a lot of women. It benefited some women, but that wasn't really about women at all. That was about these Fortune 500 companies. Women just got the leftover crumbs, that's all. I mean, there's some women that can still pull that off today, but the majority of women are not going to be able to pull that off. That's just what it is. The average woman that looks good, she's not going to be able to get a man to pay all her bills and take care of her without being financially able to take care of herself. Average woman's not going to be able to pull that off. As a result, women spend their time trying to look good to get the pockets of the dude with the big paper. Well, yeah, because it works. It works on some guys. That all comes down to what type of guy he is. But guys that have money, guys that are in the public eye, they usually want women that are very attractive. That's just what it is. Guys that are of a higher status, he ain't gotta have big pockets. He can be somebody that's in the military. Being in the military is of high status. They tend to want the most attractive women. That's what it is. And women flock to them. So, that's just what it is. So it still works. It doesn't work as well as it used to, though. And a lot of these women, they don't age well. They don't take care of themselves as well as they used to. And this has a lot to do with your diet. They say you are what you eat. That might be a cliche statement, but it's real. A lot of these women don't take care of themselves as well as they used to. And they don't last that long. A lot of these women, they hit a wall. They might have a good start, but when these women start going downhill, if they hit a wall and start going downhill, these guys, they'll get rid of them. they won't be attracted to them anymore. So that's why I say a lot of these women are not going to be able to pull it off the way they used to. They just don't last that long in the game. And you got to think about it. Being in a relationship, a traditional relationship in the Western world, it breeds boredom. I don't even know if that's a word, but it breeds boredom. People get bored easily being in a relationship together, or the more time that they spend together, people tend to get bored. They tend to get very complacent. Strippers today are on an elevated level because of sucker dudes who just happen to fall into some money. Yeah. Yep. I mean, hey man, I can't knock the strippers' hustle. You know, they doing what the strippers doing their job. They're entertaining these guys. They're not being entertained at home, so they got to get it somewhere. As a matter of fact, look, if strip clubs didn't exist, if no nightclubs existed in this country, man, it would be more domestic violence. It would double. I'm telling you. You think these guys is beating these women up now? If the strip clubs didn't exist, if the nightclubs didn't exist, these guys, the domestic abuse would double, probably triple in this country. That's what it is, man. Most of these relationships that I know of, and probably that you know of, with people that we know, like, and trust, is raggedy. Most of the relationships is raggedy. Most people don't have good relationships. Most people don't have good relationships with anybody, including the person that they live with. So it's like, I think some women just don't know how to nurture their relationships. They don't know how to do it. Nobody ever taught them how to do it. I think some people in general just don't know how to make friends. They just don't know how to do it. You know, they just don't know how to do it. I mean, if a guy finds the right woman out here, the possibilities is endless. It really is. And how many times have we seen that? How many times have we seen some guy that had massive success, but he always had that woman behind him, and she supported the shit out of him. She was always by his side. How many times have we seen that? And how many times have we seen it go the opposite way? He was with the wrong woman, and he lost everything. He was destroyed. He damn near died. Ended up in the hospital. Went through all that bullshit with her. And as soon as he got rid of her, 12 to 24 months, he bounced back. Now he back on top. Or now he on the come up. How many times have we seen that? They call it the hero's journey. How many times have we seen that? We've seen that many times. We know people. More than likely, you know someone that had that experience, or you heard about it, a similar story on TV, or maybe you read a book. Majority of the time, every guy has a woman behind them. That's what it is. See, a lot of women don't know what they're capable of. But like I said, the intelligent woman, she knows. The intelligent woman knows when she's in the presence of a guy that's the truth, of a guy that's on his purpose. That's how a woman can stick out. That's how a woman can get the guy that she really wants without having to settle like most women do. Because they haven't figured out who they are and what they're capable of. Because we live in a society where if the guy is not doing something, or if the guy can't provide, he ain't no man. If the guy can't provide for the family, if the guy falls off, breaks his leg, loses his contract, loses his job, if he falls off for whatever reason, regardless if it was his fault or not, he ain't no man no more. He's less than. He's no value. He's no good. That's the society we live in. We live in a society where good morals, empathy, character, that stuff doesn't matter very much. Just being who you are doesn't really matter very much. Intuition doesn't matter very much. Only thing that matters is stuff that's superficial. For the most part. That's why most relationships crumble. Because it has to crumble. Because it has no foundation. You got to build your relationships like a house. It has to have a foundation. If it doesn't have a foundation, if it doesn't have legs, it's only a matter of time. It's going to crumble. When do I think it all started to change? Oh, shit. Man, I started in the 60s, late 60s. It started when Martin Luther King got shot. That's when it started. After Martin Luther King, they were just assassinating people. Well, yeah, the welfare system came after Martin Luther King, around that same time. But it's really started when Martin Luther King got shot. That's when it really took off. Because they wanted to kill the messages that people were speaking out here. Because if you really think about it, if Martin Luther King was living, the welfare system would be useless. See, Martin Luther King gave people hope. The rest of these people wasn't just Martin Luther King, it was a lot of people. They gave people hope. You know, they gave people kind of like a blueprint, so to speak. Welfare is more of like, you know, kind of like the last resort, so to speak. kind of like, do as I say or I give you this. You know, can't have no man in the house. You know, there's certain protocols for certain women in the welfare system. So if a woman's starving, if the family's starving, and you have different protocols for certain people, and if you say, hey, you can't keep a man in the house, well, so the guy got to go, and then you splitting the family up. So the idea is the science behind that is to starve the people out. That way, if you starve the people out, they're going to be more easily exploited. Klondike. Yeah. Yeah. That's any people, though. If you starve them out long enough, they're going to be more easily exploited. So that's how that works, you know. That's how that works, man. It's just a game, man. It's a game that is a science, really. There's a science to it. A lot of people don't understand. But, you know, when you're young, at least when I know when I was younger, I didn't understand. Not even half of what I understand today. Not even close. But in order for the welfare system to work, you know, they have to take control of the economy. And they do that with the help of the banks. But, you know, the welfare system is linked to the banks. U.S. Bank, to be exact. Well, I'm sorry, J.P. Morgan, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the only way that's going to work. Have to take control of the economy to play the money game, as some people say. My parents didn't teach me shit about the real world. I had to learn it on my own in real time. Or maybe your parents didn't know. Where you grew up at, Apple Mac? Depends on where you grew up at. Depends on where your parents grew up at. New Orleans? Shit, maybe your parents didn't know. I mean, at the end of the day, man, our parents, your parents, my parents, they did the best they could. They did the best they could, man. But your parents can only tell you but so much. And it's going to be based on what they've experienced. That's what it is. Now you might no, they knew. They just thought it was better not to know. Let me know. Why is well? Maybe they was trying to protect you. Probably. That's probably what it is. Exactly. Yeah. See, my parents was like that to an extent. They were like that. But you have to understand, when I was growing up, there was a lot of stuff going on around us that I didn't know about until I was in my mid-20s. And by this time, I went into the Navy and got out, and I was in my mid-20s. And my parents was telling me about a lot of stuff that was going on when I was 12, 13, 14. through my teenage years that I was completely unaware of. So they were just trying to protect me. That's all it was. But I kind of understand that today because being so young, we don't really understand a lot of stuff. We couldn't really comprehend being that we were so young. But as I got older, my mid-20s, that's when they pretty much told me everything, which was cool. So my dad told me, he said, you know what? There's a lot of things that you probably don't like about the family, a lot of stuff that probably went on. But so he said, hey, being that I'm the youngest, he said it's going to be on you now. Whatever you don't like, you got to change it. Because your brothers and sisters probably not going to do it because they're much older than me. I'm the youngest. So my dad, he kind of gave me the torch. He says, it's on you. So that's what it is. So that's why family is important to me. Yeah, I had a lot of dysfunction in my family. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. It's always going to be a certain level of dysfunction in every family. But there's different levels of dysfunction. I understand that, But there's always going to be something in every family. You're going to be like, God, that's fucked up, man. That's just what it is, man. There's no perfect family. Not in the United States of America. What about the women home? What about it, Matthew? Oh, it's high level, Mac? Yeah. I'm not surprised. This is the United States of America, buddy. You can't, let me tell you something. You can't have, it's very difficult to have peace, to have everything, to have relationships the way you want it in this country. It's damn near impossible. What about the women, Matthew? I talked about that already. You're late. Yeah, I talked about it already. Wait, hey Matthew, where you from? Just curious. So today, man, it's just a different time. You know, South Georgia, North Florida. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's just a different time today, man. You got social media. Social media uh kind of gives women like they can get more attention with social media. Back in the day, if women could really only get attention really one way, really, and that's like directly talking to somebody, really. But today, global awareness about this country culture damn near everywhere. Yeah, pretty much. Hold out here, wow, on the mug. Because our upbringing, my sister is social, and my mom had mental illness as well. My mom, she kind of went. Oh, I hear that, Apple Mac. Sorry to hear that shit, man. But hey, well, what do you expect? This is the United States of America. Let me tell you something, man. When it comes to your relationships, all of your relationships, I don't care if it's who it's with, it's never going to be the way you want it to be. So you might as well get that out of your head. It's never going to be the way you want it to be. All of your relationships. I don't care if you're married, if you got a girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever. I don't care if it's your boy, your best buddy, or whatever. Your relationships in this country is never going to be the way you want it to be. It's not happening. The older generation of women would be just as bad if they had social media. Shit, the older women are using social media today. Some of them are using it. It is also a tool for men to spread the truth. Yeah, I mean, social media can be used for good and bad, positive or negative. No doubt about it. Yeah, so, it's just the old chicks twerking. Yeah, a lot of them are twerking. But they've been twerking. They were twerking when they were twerking 20, 30 years ago. It just didn't show it on camera. you know, they were twerking in private. There's nothing wrong with that. I like it. But I just don't like, I don't want to put it on camera and put it on display. That's some other shit. I think that kind of started with a lot of these rap videos. Everything doesn't have to be on camera. You have a lot of, that's another thing. You have a lot of guys out here today, even some women. They like putting people on blast. What's up with that? That's kind of that's some fuck shit. I mean, if something's going on and your first instinct is to pull your camera out and start recording, world star, what's up with that? That's kind of some, I don't understand that. That's kind of that's some other shit that guys are doing. Women are doing it too, but that's some other shit there. I don't know. That's a different mentality that's going on today out here. Got to mess with you about talking about that 4-year-old. What 4-year-old? What are you talking about, Apple Mac? You mean I got myself? Why do they want the world to see, Matthew? Why? Remember that 4-year-old you said disrespected you? Oh yeah, yeah. You talking about yeah, with the ex that with the kids that I used to talk to. What about it? Yeah, when I opened the door, the 4-year-old kid was like, "You again?" Yeah, that happened. That was real. That's a real story. That happened to me when I was in my late 20s. Yeah, I met a lot of guys that have similar experiences like that with with other people, with other women's kids. You know, basically, the kid didn't like me. That's what it was all about, basically. And that's not uncommon at all. But can't get mad at a 4-year-old kid. You know, that's more of a parenting thing. Sorry ass parent she was. Yeah, Apple Mac 5. Yeah, that's I think that has a lot to do with it because he know his dad stayed right down the street, and his dad comes over to be with his mom, and he's looking like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what I saw since I was growing up, and now a new guy coming there. The little kid is looking like, hey man, this ain't right. So I get it. I get it. That's why I said I would never get involved or get close with a woman with kids anymore. Now, back then, I didn't understand that. No, I don't got no kids. Yeah, you can't. It's hard to do anything with kids too, man. For real, for real. Yeah. So, hey, man, you live and learn. You live and learn, man. That's why I write. That's why I write about a lot of this stuff. See, I went through all that stuff. That's why I'm giving it to y'all. That's why I write about it right here. I write about it. So y'all don't have to go through any of this stuff that I went through. You know? That's the whole idea of me being here, doing all this. In the end, some of those kids realized it was mom controlling the situation, basically, mom. Well, John E. Blaze, yeah, they figure that out once they get older. In most cases. You put the kid in the closet. Damn, Apple Mac. Damn. You raw. Shit, put that motherfucker in the closet. I'm tired of you. You're interrupting my session. You're interrupting my love session. You're interrupting my love session. Like, I ain't your daddy anyway. Get in that closet. Oh, hilarious. Oh, man. Nah. No, I'm not judging you, man. I'm just clowning, man. I'm just clowning. Hey, where do y'all meet women at? Well, any married guys out on the line? I feel better that you're 14. If you're black man, let my old daughter let her suck her friend dirty. What would you do? What? You probably would kick my ass. Well, no, he probably forgot all about that, Apple Mac. He might not even know how you look at this point. Tell you what, Matthew. If you're a black man's that your 14-month-old daughter that is suck and told. What kind of question is that, yo? You sound like you trolling. Retype your question. You sound like you trolling now. That's a pretty wild question. You like the combo your boy had about escorts and paying for it about a week ago. What up, Jay? Yeah, what Apple Mac, what did you like about that conversation? Did you agree or disagree? What's your perspective on paying for escorts? Paying for sex, period. What's your philosophy on that? What happened? You know escorts? You dealt with escorts or what? You know a lot of these women out here? I know a few escorts. I met a few of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, especially in the Bay Area. And especially here. Especially in Atlanta, yeah. There's a lot of them. You know what crazy thing? There's a lot of women that College Park. Yeah. A lot of women that they'll work a job and on the weekends they'll be escorts. They call that renegade hoeing. Yeah, there's a lot of girls that do that here in this area. Old National? I don't know about Old National. Oh, call it if they hoeing on the weekends, they call it renegade hoeing. It's like part time, basically. Part time escort, part time hoeing, whatever. It's all the same, really. It's all relevant. Oh, National Highway in College Park. Oh, okay, gotcha. There's a lot of women on Backpage. Yeah, Backpage. A lot of women on Backpage. Exactly, Apple Mac. $72 what? Where you at, Jay? 72 north of Atlanta. Where at north of Atlanta? Outside of the Atlanta area, it's super white out there. Yeah, short game. Hall County. I've never even heard of that shit. Where is that, Matthew? Dalton. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of Dalton. Yeah. It's not. It ain't too many black people out there. It's like super white out there. I think being in Cali taught me is why a guy pays for escort when he can get a girl for free. Well, some guys don't want to take the time. Tip top of Atlanta. Yeah, Matthew. Yeah, I heard of it. I might have passed. I think I might have passed through there. Or stopped through at some point. Well, they're staring at you because they're trying to figure out how you made it out here, Jay. That's why they're staring at you. They're trying to figure out how you made it out here. And another thing, hey, where are the black people at now in Atlanta, man? I don't see black people as much as I used to. When I go downtown, in the Buckhead area, and Sandy Springs area, where are the black people at now, man? Yeah, they want to know why the police didn't stop you, Jay. You're right, Applemac. Where are the black people at in Atlanta now? That all the black people that used to be here in like 2009, 2010, and earlier, where'd they go? Did they leave? College Park, Morrow, and Decatur. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of black people in Morrow. Yeah. I stay pretty close to Morrow. East Point? Yeah, you know they're in East Point. That's right by the airport. Yeah. You ever been to the Freaknik? No, I never been to Freaknik. I was too young. I was too young to go. Forest Park by the airport. It ain't too many. It's some black people by Forest Park, but not like you would think. It's like it's some black people in Riverdale and Fayetteville, where I live. West, Hattville, turning away. I never been through there, Apple Mac. I don't know. I passed, if you're on 285, you pass through there, or 75, whatever. But I never actually stopped through the town. It's like last Hatfield is right behind the airport. Yeah, exactly, Apple Mac. Yeah, it is. That's look at that. No, but if you go to like Buckhead, like say off Piedmont Road or Peachtree Road or in the Lenox area, I remember like back in the day, when I used to come here before I moved here, I used to go down there. Used to be a bunch of black people down there, man. Now you go down there, you see everything else but black. I mean, you see some blacks, but it ain't the way it used to be. It's a lot of out of towners that hang around there now. You know what I mean? You used to work in that area, Apple Mac? Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. It's that area has changed a lot. I went to this spot at Lenox Mall, shit called Zen Burger. You ever been to that? What did I forgot to talk about in my ETL video? Maybe I didn't forget. Maybe I just didn't tell it. Garnett at the liquor store beside Magic. Magic City? Yeah. Well, not just you, but nobody mentions this shit. Yeah, what is it? I've been to Magic City one time, Matthew. That's by the bus station, Greyhound. I've been there one time. That was a couple years ago, though. The police and roadblocks. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't talk about the police. And I never ran into no roadblocks here. Surprisingly, I never ran no roadblocks here. But the police, of course, the police they are who they are. They are who they are, man. Really? I talked about my cop stories in the past. Not here though. I haven't had any run-ins. Let me see. I got stopped here by cops, but I haven't had a bad situation, since I've been here. Nothing, nothing really to tell. I got targeted. I know that much, but he just asked me for my license and he ran my insurance and information, and that was it. And I was on my way. And how they out by the hundreds during rush hour before and after work trying to give people tickets. Well, that's the thing. I don't be out there in rush hour that much. For that, because the traffic is already crazy. And then you got to worry about cops. Oh man, I'm not. That's why I don't be out there like that during rush hour. I try. I try not to be. Sometimes I get caught out there in the rush hour traffic, but I try not to be. And that bullshit smog check shit. What's smog check? What's that? But I know there's a lot of dirty cops here. No doubt about it. The car emission. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of these states got that shit. North Carolina got it. I came from North Carolina. They got it. They got it here. See, they don't got it in South Carolina. That's where I'm from. They don't got it in South Carolina. So, yeah, that's the shit you got to put up with, man. If you want a car and you want a driving license here and all that shit. That's what it is, man. But you're right, Jay. It's not safe in this country. You have the right to not feel safe because it ain't safe here. People can act like things aren't the way it is all they want. They can play it off all day long, but we're not safe here. The cops used to ride through hotel parking lots trying to give people tickets to guests who did not have their small sticker. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's they do it at night. Oh, shit. What's up, John T? Yeah, that's why I don't be out as much as I used to. Apple Mac at nighttime. I don't be out there like that as much as I used to. I keep my ass home. Or if I'm going to go out, I'm gonna be close to home. I don't be like downtown Atlanta, Buckhead. Fuck all that shit, man. I learned my lesson, man. You can't have a good time here, man, like you want, without getting into some bullshit after a while. It can't happen. It's the traps have been set for you to fail and get caught up. Your job is not to get caught up in them. At 2:00, 2 or 3 in the morning. Oh, well, see Apple Mac. I don't be out there that late at 2 or 3 in the morning. See, I don't be out there late like that because I know even if I was to go out to say a club or a party, I don't stay there until that shit closed. I'm out of there like if the club closed at 2, I'm out of there like probably 1:30. I'm out of there. See, I don't be out there late like that. I want to be close to home. Less than 30 minutes away. I mean, if I haven't been drinking, I want to be close to home less than 30 minutes. Now, if I haven't been drinking, if I haven't had anything to drink, well, it's all good. I don't care. Oh, okay. Yeah. You can't really. Well, if you have some legal problems here, too, oh, man. DUIs is like a fucking sport here. They're giving them shits like crazy up here. I mean, almost everybody I know that's been living up here for a long time, they got at least one DUI. It's crazy here. And don't get in no legal problems here. If you need an attorney here, that shit is expensive, man. Damn. So, once I learned how expensive shit was compared to Charlotte, where I came from, the prices is doubled. So I'm like, yo, I can't really be out there like that up here. Trust me, I'd spent a lot of money with legal issues, legal problems that I've had before I came here. Plus, I'm the lonely drifter up here. I don't really have any. I don't have a lot of support like I did in Charlotte. So that's even more of a reason why I don't be out there like that. Apple Mac, what do you think about the women in the Atlanta area? Florida, Jay said he live in Florida. I don't know if Florida or Georgia is worse when it comes to racism. Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't lived in Florida. So it's hard to say. Yeah, you need a car. You need at least one car in this area. No doubt about it. Two of them if you can handle it. But this is a car city. You can't depend on MARTA. That shit gonna have you late for everything. And in certain areas, there ain't no MARTA. So this is a car city up here. You can't depend on public transportation. Jace, they're both unsafe for blacks. Oh, no doubt about it, Jay. No doubt about it. I didn't travel a lot through Florida. Going to Jacksonville and going to Miami. So I know. But the worst, I got stopped by state troopers, man, like 2-3 times, man. First time I thought I feared for my life. The first time I got stopped by a state trooper in Florida, I'm telling you. Whew. You can't. It's like I said, man, you can't have a good time out here if you're a non-white person out here and you're trying to have a good time, you're trying to do some fly shit, you cannot consistently do that shit without without having to pay some type of legal fees eventually. It can't happen. I'm telling you. I've been telling people this shit for years. I'm saying, look, you can go out and have a good time, do all that shit, but eventually something is going to happen. And you're going to end up having to pay for some shit. I'm telling you. This happened to me and a lot of people that I know. You cannot go out and have a good time like you would want to. The shit that you really want to do, people are going to shame you, make you feel bad. It's looked down upon. And the police, you got to write about the police stopping you. All that type of shit. Or you got to write about some woman that's claiming that you done something that you didn't do. Or maybe she's claiming that somebody that you were associated with done something, but she's putting all the blame on you. That's the type of shit that happens, man. So it's very difficult to have a good time out here like you would want. About 2 years ago, the FBI admitted that they knew that the KKK had infiltrated law enforcement and they did nothing. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I heard about that, Apple Mac. Well, Apple Mac, they can't do nothing about it. It's too far gone. What are they going to do about it? They'd have to cut over half of the law enforcement. They can't. It's too far gone. I'm about to put my passport into heavy use. Thanks for all of your advice and insight, bro. Yeah. Appreciate that, Matt. Jay. Travel, man. See the world. That shit is priceless. And take pictures when you're out there. For your kids. That they can look back on it and see where you've been. And they'll follow in your footsteps. That's what it's all about. And the next generation hopefully they'll be better than you. They'll have better experiences than you. That's what it's all about, man. Take pictures. Document your life. Start a journal. Take pictures. Do all that shit. Well, it's not too late, Apple Mac. You're still living. I mean, cameras are everywhere today. It wasn't like that back in the day. It wasn't like that 20 years ago. Shit, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that 15 years ago. Not even 10 years ago. I lived in San Francisco and Oakland for 9 years. No pictures. Well, yeah, I hear that. Yeah, how'd you like living in the Bay Area? I like both San Francisco and Oakland, but the two doors differently. In San Francisco and Oakland is like right over the bridge, right? Is that true? Yeah, I've never been in the Bay Area. I would like to go and visit, man. I heard a lot about it. Yeah, like 10 minutes away on BART train. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like to go. I like to visit the Bay Area, man. Somebody told me that it's a lot like being on the East Coast. That's what I was told. It's not like it's not like Southern California, like the LA area. Some weirdos out there, boy. Whew, boy. Weirdos in LA, boy. Man. God. So they told me no, but the East Coast. It's not like the East Coast? Oh, okay. But it's not like LA. I was told it's not like LA though. I've been around the LA area. It's a weird, it's nice weather and everything, but it's some weird people out there, man. I'm telling you. San Francisco got lots of weirdos too? Shit. Can't be like LA. Oh man. Whew. God. It's like people don't know who they want to be in LA. Hey, God. Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people in California, just period. Seems like a lot of homeless people in San Diego, a lot of homeless people in LA, Skid Row, you know. I mean, the cost of living is so high. Shit. Shit. You barely see black folks downtown San Francisco. Well, I'm not surprised today because, I heard that there's a lot of those tech companies moved there. When those tech companies moved there, they started pushing everybody out of there. You got people that's been in San Francisco damn near all their lives with houses. And now all of a sudden they raise the taxes and they can't afford to pay them taxes, so they got to get up out of there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When eBay's and what Twitter and what Google, yeah, people's said the taxes like $3,000-$4,000. God damn. Crazy, man. People had to sell their houses and put it on the market. Then the people were had up picketed signs, uh, basically telling the city the lower the taxes. That didn't work out. The city's working with them big companies. As the city look at it like they're bringing jobs to us, and the city's gonna get kickbacks. So the city doesn't really care about what the people dislike. These big companies is bringing in income. Shit, they're gonna side with them tech companies all day long. That's that's what it is. Back in the day, the undesirable area was by the water on the base, so the government built the projects by the water. Blacks now that prime land. Well, yeah, that's that's happening around all these cities. Apple Mac, all these cities are being it basically pushing the working class people out of there, or people that wasn't working at all up out of there. So basically, in this country, the working class people are being pushed around. That's what it is. The lowest, because working class people are the lowest common denominator in this country. But they look at it like working class people aren't creating anything. They aren't creating any jobs. You know, so they look at it like you're just a number. If you're just a working class person, that's how they look at it. Look at the masses of people. So what I heard since I left, they moving all the blacks out and building $1 million condos. Yeah, I heard the same thing. Yep, exactly. You have to be more a producer and a consumer. It's like we have to get in a frame of mind where it's like if I'm not buying shit unless it makes me money, unless I can duplicate or have residual income coming in every month. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen right away, but that's the goal. That's what we have to do. We can't be buying stuff just because it makes me look good or it makes me feel good. We got to get out of that, man. Yeah, a lot of people here, especially. I got a new video I just did. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's basically talking about what I've seen. Some more of what I've seen since I've been living here. Since I've got to know a pretty good bit of people in the area. I mean, you have people here, man. They'll have $1,000, $1,500 car payment here. It's crazy. You still plan on leaving it? Hell yeah, I'm leaving here. Yeah, people here are crazy, man. People have a $1,500 car payment here, $2,000 car payment here. Apartment is like 3,000 here. I'm like, yo, man, you're crazy. It's crazy, man. You're in Texas? Why are you coming back here? Stay in Texas. What part of Texas you at? Oh, you got a house here. Why you're in Texas? Working? Okay. What part of Texas? Speaking of residual income, I'm plugged into some major figures. I would be more than glad to enlighten you, brother. Just DM me. I'm your friend on Instagram under J's. Check this out. West Texas. Hey, that's desert land out there? It's the desert out there, right? Bush hometown? Yeah. Yeah, I heard about Bush. Yeah, I heard George Bush workout. Yeah, all country. I heard about it out there. Hell yeah, you got money out there. Them all fields out there, right? Or maybe I think they call them oil fields, or they pumping oil. They got oil out there. God damn it! Of course they're gonna have money out there. If you got if you got a CDL, you can make 100K. Shit, that's pretty good. That's just in Texas or outside of Texas. That's long distance or local or what? Long distance driver or local driver? Texas is a pretty big state. So I think you could probably get away with just local. Well, that's pretty good. Just local. Yeah. So how far are you from Dallas? Apple Mac. They have a tour of Bush boyhood home. Yeah, every day. They got a tour of his home. What the hell? How'd that come about? 360 miles. Damn. That's like 6 hours. Damn. How the hell that came about? That Bush got a boyhood home. No. So who's in charge of the home? That's interesting. Do you have to pay to go to take the tour, or is it free? Yeah, I would think it'd be a small house. You got to pay? Okay. Well, you probably let some real estate firm take it over, and they get a certain percentage of the money that comes in. That's all. Texas. You know what they say about Texas? They do everything bigger. Have I been to the Philippines? No, I haven't made it to the Philippines yet. Gotcha, Apple Mac. Yeah, someday I'm gonna check the Philippines out one day. But no, I haven't made it there yet. So I want to get back to Cali or move out the country. I consider Cali the last hope of America. Why do you consider Cali to be the last hope of America? I'll be right back. I'm back. North Cali, that is, because the rest of the country is pure shit. Racist guards, motherfuckers. North Cali got problem too, but better than the rest. Well, I don't know. I can't speak on it really. You could be right. And what other country would you move to, Apple Mac, if you had the opportunity? One thing about California, I like the women in California. LA, even though it's weird son of a bitch out there, but I find the women to be very much easier to talk to. Always wanted to visit Vietnam, but I don't know about living there. Like, yeah, if you saw Vietnam, that's like the top place where veterans live at in the world. Yeah, LA got best looking women. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. LA got the best looking women. Yeah, Vietnam got the best. Vietnam got the top is the top place for veterans. Yeah, I didn't know that until a couple people I was in the Navy with started. They moved there. I never been there before, but they said this has been a trend for like after the Vietnam War, pretty much. It's a boatload of dudes over there, man. You got like second generation kids that's in Vietnam right now. Yeah, Brazil's cool, man. Brazil's cool. Brazil just, what Brazil's like? Brazil's just like living here, basically. You got good spots, you got bad spots, you got not so good spots, you got, 9 to 5 working class people live here. That's basically how it is. You know, you just don't have to worry about getting harassed by the cops like you do over here or in these other westernized countries. That's the biggest thing that's one of the biggest problems. You're getting harassed by cops and all this nonsense. Yeah, no doubt. They do have the largest black population outside of Africa. You're right about that. One thing, man, I haven't met a lot of Brazilian women, but everyone I've met were cool. I'm talking every last one, every Brazilian woman that I've ever met in my life. That was just cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that for every other group of women that I've met from these other countries. But every Brazilian woman I've ever met were cool. You know, really. But you're not gonna meet a lot of Brazilian women over here living in America. If you do meet a Brazilian woman that's living in America, just know that I'm talking if she left Brazil and came here, know that she done called hell coming over here. Ain't no telling what she done to be able to stay over here. Just know that. They don't be getting no visas like that, man. Like these other countries do. They don't be having them opportunities to come over here like that either. Man, we gotta talk when I get back to Atlanta because you ain't. Why you don't want me to leave, man? You want to make some bread together? We can make that money together. Get at me. You want to do something? Yeah, man, you got to get back to Charlotte, man. Charlotte is like home to me. Home away from home, basically. Yeah, I can hustle that. Craigslist and Airbnb. Yeah, yeah, Airbnb. This is one of the best places for Airbnb. Really. And what's your background, Apple Mac? Or what's your skill set, I should say? I'm going to Detroit and scoop out an apartment complex I want to buy. People telling me I'm crazy. Well, Detroit is a good place to buy right about now. Yeah, Detroit. Shit, people, you got all these investors going to Detroit. They're buying up everything. And as a matter of fact, the way Detroit is going, Detroit is going to be, the city is going to be the next Chinatown. Majority of it. Hotels and day trading stocks. Oh, okay. I can buy a block in Detroit for about five. Yeah, I heard Detroit is just dirt cheap. I heard about it, man. You can buy a house, $7,000. That's in pretty decent shape. It might need a little work. You build it, fix it up, sell it or rent it out or whatever you want to do with it. But $7,000 for any house that's in decent shape, you can't really go wrong with that. And you know the value of the house is going to go up because all these other investors is coming in, and they're building around a lot of these neighborhoods. But I need a bulletproof vest as well to keep it. Why do you say that, man? I never been to Detroit. I don't know anyone at the Detroit. I hear is off the chain, but I'm from the hood. So that shit don't scare me. Yeah, I've been hearing about Detroit, man, since the 90s. Really? Yeah, I've been hearing about Detroit since the 90s, man. I've been hearing the same old shit, basically. Same old shit about Detroit, basically. Ever since the jobs went away from Detroit, Detroit has been a chaotic city, pretty much. You know, it is what it is. If people don't have what they need, they tend to do crazy shit. That's what it is. Sad but true. You know. Well, hey man, I'm about to sign off. I've been on here for like almost 2 hours. I'm about to sign off. It's been real. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. Check out my book, which can be found on Amazon.com. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Sharp Game. You can subscribe there. And until next time, man, I'm out. Peace.